Did the advanced ID, did you use any of those tenets or principles and you see it filter into your teaching experience?
I think it does as far as the early stages, and the jargon isn't staying with me here, but,
That's okay.
but one of the early steps of advanced design or instructional design or whatever.
Needs analysis?
Yes, the needs analysis. I think I use that mentality in even attacking, why isn't that robot working? Okay, or no, it's breaking it down into trying to maybe not do interviews and some of the other parts of needs analysis, but you analyze the situation. You just step back. I think it's needs analysis, the way it was taught by Dr. Phillips, is a very systematic way of breaking things down and accumulating information or data, and then you analyze the data to come up with the problem, the cause of the problem. Then you step back to figure out a solution. I think I use that in an indirect way, almost like it could have been taught, that part, to any teacher, and then you could, as a way of troubleshooting a problem you're having with a student. You could almost say all the other classes were support classes to get you ready for advanced ID or ID and advanced ID, and the support classes were more applicable than those two core classes.
Right.
For me as a teacher.
Okay.
And even that wasn't incredibly applicable as a teacher, because I tell the people, even when I was taking the program, I remember saying, this stuff's cool, but it's actually above the head of a teacher, above the head of the needs of a teacher.
Describe the relevance of the assignments in this course to your job as a teacher. And I know that, for your high school job, you can't necessarily do that. But, what relevance have you found?
We reviewed some textbooks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And first thing is that in math, if you review the math textbooks, the scope and sequence is pretty much the same.
Right.
So if you're going to set up a class, why cite the author? The author wrote a scope and sequence, and you're going to use their textbook. So why would you go around and try to say, I know better than what the author did. I'm going to change. I'm going to take chapter 1, then I'm going to take chapter 3, then I'm going to take chapter 8, then I'm going to come back to take chapter 2. There's a reason why the author put it in 1, 2, 3. I think that after you do this, you start to see that if you're going to use a textbook, it's not necessarily beneficial to jump. And that bothers me still. Now, I don't know about English, okay? But you read short stories, right? You start by reading short stories, and then you read a novella, and you learn how to do that. And then you might read a poem, or, you might do some poems, and then you might go into a play, like Shakespeare. You might read some of Shakespeare, but you don't go into the play before you read the poetry, do you?
Now describe the relevance of the assignments in this course to your job as a teacher.
I think the sequencing of the course and the timing that I took it was relevant, because I think I was able to create things that were able to be used in my present teaching assignment. And that's, I think, I'm not suggesting that the course is a make and take where you leave and you have things to take with you. But I think it's very important that you're able to actually create relevant and meaningful activities based upon the theory that the course provides. And, and I think it met that.
Can you describe the relevance of the assignments in this course to your job as a teacher?
Well, again, I mean, we basically worked through like a particular lesson, pretty much a unit, start to finish. So it was good to watch that play out from start to finish versus isolated assignments that didn't really connect. So to finally complete that final assignment from the learning objectives to the activities, the assessment, the materials, it was good to see it all kind of come together at the end to know what it would be like to actually complete work like that, start to finish. So I think more important than just the assignments themselves, the fact that we compiled them in the end to make a coherent unit